So 2021 is one of the years which I started my journey becoming an aggressive investor. So what I do is that instead of me having a wide range of stocks in my portfolio, I trim those stocks to few stocks, meaning that, like for instance, in my portfolio, I think right now I currently have like 5 stocks, if I can remember correctly, which with these stocks, whatever money that I get, I try my best to pile on these 5 stocks because I seriously believe that they can generate me some good returns. And this came after, ladies and gents, when seeing one of the stocks that I had touched or I had discussed on this channel last year around March, and the stock goes by the name of Asana, whose returns grew by over 300% at a certain point last year. I saw the returns in that stock growing by over 300%, which made me realize the kind of potential that one can get when they seriously put some serious chunk of money in their stocks. And it's not only Asana, it also happened on NIO. NIO is one of those stocks that, for those of you who've been following me for some time, you know that this is the stock that I started investing when it was trading around $12 per stock. But in those early days, or around July of 2020, if I remember correctly, because I think that's the month which I started buying the NIO stock. Around July of 2020, I started purchasing NIO, and in just a space of 6 months, I saw the NIO stock going to an all-time high of $66.99. Yes, NIO, as it stands, it's now trading below $30 per stock. But had I maximized the kind of money I put on NIO back then in 2020 in July, I will still be very much happy with the returns which I was going to be having on the NIO stock. So all this experience made me to change the way I invest into the stock market. All this experience made me to transact, to become an aggressive investor. So right now, the kind of strategy I'm using in my portfolio is to find those stocks with good future prospects and put as much money as possible onto those stocks. Well, on NIO, if I'm to make an example, yes, I regret not putting enough money on that stock, but I'm very glad today because I have started piling, or I am seriously piling on the stock because I notice, or I realize, the potential that lies within this stock, meaning that the next time this stock hits, or I hit 300% on this stock, even the gains that I would have gained on this stock will be quite massive because I am piling on this stock. So this is not something that me personally I invented, or this is not something that I am just doing something that's quite new in the stock market. In fact, there are so many big individual investors who have done or who have used such strategies that have resulted in them generating tons and tons of money in the stock market. Just on the 4th of January 2022, I read a good article saying that Warren Buffett $36 billion stake at Apple just generated him now total returns of over 120 billion US dollars. So from the 36, or from the initial 36 billion US dollars which he put or bought or acquired Apple in 2018, he has generated 120 billion US dollars from that 36 billion initial investments which he made in Apple. Now this is something that must show you, and as seen on the screen, one thing that you will realize that in 2021, this is sort of like what his portfolio was looking like. You will see that Apple was dominating Warren Buffett's portfolio. Apple is one of that company that he had seriously piled the money on because of the future prospects that he believed it possible for this company to grow. And guess what? Just this year we saw or read an article indicating that Warren Buffett has generated over 120 billion US dollars by an initial stake at Apple of around 36 billion. This just shows you that one thing that will easily make you to reach to financial freedom in a short space of time. I know investment is long term, but one of the things that will make you get to financial freedom in a short space of time is becoming or investing heavily on the stocks with good future prospects. I'll make an example with Apple again. So someone that bought Apple in 2018 by just, let's say, 100 US dollars, it did not get the same returns as someone who put $1,000 on Apple in 2018. So the kind of returns that these two people will get are different. So if you have to put $100 on a certain company and I put $1,000 on that very same company at the same share price, or we buy that company at the same trading share price, when that company hits 100% or when we get 200% returns, of course I'm going to get another $1,000 and you are going to get another 100 US dollars. So this just means that the more money you put on a stock with which has good future prospects, is the more money or the more chances you stand of making good returns, or it's the more you stand a chance of making more money out of that stock when its share price rises. So this is one of the things that I'm doing. This is one of an investor I've become quite an aggressive investor. If I notice or if I pick a potential or a serious potential in a stock, that is the stock that I seriously prioritize. This is what I'm doing on NIO. This is what I'm doing on SoFi. This is what I'm doing on the kind of stocks that I discuss on this channel, because I believe that those stocks have really good future prospects. I mean, me personally, I don't think I would go all over. I would go and over diversify my portfolio when there are good quality stocks with good future prospects that I can put my money and easily double, triple, or get 10 times the money I put in 10 years or 15 years. Yes, I know that some of these stocks can be very volatile. Yes, some of these stocks we can see the share pricing dropping by almost 40% towards their all-time high. It's not a problem as long as I know the future prospects, or I know the fundamentals that surround that stock, and I know that those fundamentals are growing. I prioritize these kind of stocks. I load the boat on these kind of stocks. So this is one of the things that I believe that as an investor, sometimes you should weigh in your options. These things of just saying that I've got $1,000, I'm going to put $100 on each and every stock that I own so that I put the same amount of money on all my stocks. I don't think that it will make you generate maximum returns in some stocks. You will miss out on the good returns that some of these good quality stocks offer or will offer to investors. So you must always have those kind of stocks that of course you prioritize, or that kind of an index that of course you'll prioritize. This is one of the things that I see that as retail investors we ought to look and prioritize, because it is not like it's only me that I'm doing this. It is something that even the big fishes in this investing game, we are seeing them doing. It is one of the big things that we are seeing big financial institutions doing or piling on these kind of stocks that have serious growth potential in the future. So if big fishes are doing it, who are you to sort of like not do this kind or use this kind of strategy to investing in your stock market or investing in the stock market? Because the big fishes are winning, or big financial institutions are winning using this same strategy of prioritizing the good growth stocks with future prospects and pile as much money as possible on those kind of stocks. So I believe that if you are to start doing this, or if you are to start prioritizing stocks and putting a chunk of money on your favorite stocks, you are going to see, or you are going to reap good returns in the future, and you are going to get some good money. It's not just average money, not just getting money that probably in the next 5 years you are going to regret saying that you should have loaded more. I mean, this is one of the statements that I've seen in so many retail investors saying that, oh, this stock has went up by 100%. I wish I had loaded more. Oh, this stock went up by 80% in 4 months. I wish I had loaded more. So in order for you to avoid such statements, all you need to do is to load the boat, is to pile on those kind of stocks right now, so that you can maximize your returns, so that you can be able to generate good returns in the future. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I believe that with you prioritizing these good stocks which are set to do very well in the future will be the one thing that will make you to be, or one thing that will get you closer to financial freedom within a short space of time, especially if you are buying good growth stocks with good future prospects, because with those we know that it is easy for those kind of stocks to give you like 50%, 100% in a year, which is something that is truly amazing. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey. And hey, guys, before you can prioritize this kind of stocks, make sure that you do your own due diligence, and make sure that you know, you are seriously convinced that that stock will do very well. There are so many articles about stocks that you can read on. Maybe before you put your penny or before you put your money in a certain stock, there are so many articles that you can read out there that can help you make a precise decision. So before you load the boat, or before you invest or put some serious money in that stock which you believe that it can generate you tons and tons of money in the near future, then just make sure that you do your due diligence. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in the stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.